Let's begin. The IELTS question for today is, some people say that the teenage years are the happiest time in people's lives. However, some say that adult years are the best. So that's the topic, and our task is to discuss both views and give your own opinion. So my advice is, don't use the whole 40 minutes for writing because it's more than enough. What you need to do in the first 5 minutes is to prepare. It's called the pre-writing stage. So my advice, start with the vocabulary. So what do I mean by this? Take a look at the question and think about the words that you're going to be repeating over and over. When you write, think about the words that you can replace. For example, it's easy to replace the word people. You can actually use individuals for that one. Or if you want more words, men and women. The next word is teenage years. So instead of saying teenage years, maybe you can say adolescence. That's the band. This is the high band score word for this one. Adolescence. What else? Teenage years, adolescence. You can use related words like when they were teenagers. Okay, that's related. What else? Or you can also say, from 13 to 19. We call them teenagers because they have teen at the end of their age. Are teenagers in elementary, middle school, high school, university, masters? What level are they in their schooling? They're in high school, right? So maybe you can even say during their high school years. High school years. You cannot say adults. We're not talking about adults here. We're talking about teenage years. That's gonna be off topic. Next, let's talk about adult years. So what can we use? You can also say adulthood. What else? Well, adulthood is pretty good. It's high level. Okay, during their adulthood, during their mature years, you can even say mature age. Okay. Another word is happiest, because if you just keep on saying happiest in your essay, you're not gonna get a very high score in your vocabulary. So instead of happiest, what do we say? You can even say, best. You can say most enjoyable. What else? Happiest can be replaced with most happy. Anything else? You can use the adjective most, and then you can add something to it. Okay? You can even say most fulfilling. You can say that. So many words that you can use. So anyway, discuss both views and give your own opinion. So at least, when I run out of words, I can just take a look at my list and see it there. Next, never skip this stage. You always need an essay plan or an outline. For this type of task, discuss both views and give your own opinion, I suggest 5. Why 5? Your first paragraph should be, of course, your introduction, your paraphrase. Call it the intro. And do we need an opinion statement here? Yes, because they ask us, what is your opinion? And what is my opinion? Which one is better, teenage years or adult years? My answer is, it depends. Why? Because it's true, right? For some people, it might be when they were younger. For some people, it might be when they're older. I can use that. Younger and adult years, I can say when they were older. There you go. Next. The task says I need to discuss both views. So view A and then view B. All right, class, what's view A? Take a look at the question. It's written there. What is view A? Teenage. Okay. Teen years are the best. View B, adulthood is the best. Remember, for view A and view B, you're not discussing your own opinion. This is the opinion of others. This is the opinion of the public. It's not your opinion. Your opinion will come in paragraph 4. My opinion. This is where you explain it. Remember, in paragraph 1, I already said it depends. That's just one statement. The explanation for it depends will come here. Right? So I said it depends. Depends on what? Okay, it depends on a person's maybe it depends on the person's experiences when they were young or when they were old. Okay, and everything else. I think that's enough experiences. And then the fifth paragraph. What is the fifth paragraph? Conclusion. The conclusion should be the shortest part of your essay. If your conclusion is longer than the previous paragraph, then something is wrong with your essay. The conclusion should not discuss anything new. Okay, everything that you're just trying to maybe summarize what you said, or maybe you're just trying to restate your opinion when you write your conclusion. In fact, you can write it with one sentence, no problem. Okay, now let's go to the writing itself. So let me produce a model essay for you. Remember, guys, this isn't the only way to write it. This is writing, so it's creative. Of course, there are different approaches. But what I'm trying to show you is a pattern. Unfortunately, not everybody has enough time to become a good writer. So sometimes we do have to rely on patterns. Okay, some teachers say patterns are not good. But you know what? Learning any language is just a matter of patterns. Okay, so why give yourself a difficult time? Let's make it easy. How many paragraphs am I writing? 5, right? So 5 paragraphs. P2, P4, P5. Now, are you supposed to write P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 on your test paper, on your answer sheet? No. Okay, don't do that. You only, I'm only writing them here for illustration purposes so that you can easily see the paragraphs. But during the exam, you only write the actual essay. Okay? If don't even write the word counts. The word counts you should put on your scratch paper on the questionnaire. Let's write the introduction. The easiest way to write an introduction would be just to paraphrase. So, here's the original text. Again, I'm just gonna copy it for illustration purposes. Sir, if I take the IELTS on computer test, can I do that? What you just did, copy paste? Yes. That's why, if you're younger or if you're used to computers, you know the shortcuts, it might be worth considering if the IELTS on computer test is better for you. Now, what's important, you replace the first and the last portion of the sentences. So what can we do here? Instead of saying some, you can say, so what can we do here? Instead of saying some, you can replace it with there are. Okay? So there are people who say. What else can we replace? Oh, say is easy to replace. You can say think, argue, believe. I'm going to use argue just to make it sound academic. Okay, next. There are people who argue that the teenage years, let's call it adolescence. Okay? Adolescence, now it's going to be singular, is the happiest time, let's call it the best time in people's lives. Instead of saying people's lives, you can say the lives of people. When you paraphrase, you can do two things. Either you replace the word totally, or you can just switch them. It's called switching. Okay? However, some say that adult years are the best. Maybe I can replace however with but, turn it into one sentence. Okay? But some say, let's use others. But others say, but others think, but others believe that adult years are the best. That adulthood, okay, is the best. I have to replace the best because it's the end of the sentence. Maybe you can say, but adulthood is happier. There you go. Am I finished with this paragraph already? No. You need to write 2 to 3 sentences, and you need to write your opinion on the first paragraph, not on the second paragraph. I don't care what your high school teachers taught you, okay? It should be in the first paragraph. It should be, the IELTS says it should be clear from start to finish. Your opinion should be clear all throughout, okay? Your output, all throughout the essay, okay? The problem is some people still insist on what they learned when they were younger. Guys, that was a different time. This is now IELTS. You ask your teachers what they got in the IELTS test. Right? Of course, you believe somebody who got 9 in their exam, not somebody who got 6.5. Okay? Anyway, you need to write your opinion, because if you don't have an opinion, you might get a band score 3. It's not worth taking the IELTS test if you're just aiming for a band 3. Easiest way to say your opinion, you say, yeah, in my opinion, okay, there is no exact answer to this, as it depends on the experiences of the person. I think that's clear. Don't use fancy language, just go direct to the point. Before moving on to the next paragraph, I highly encourage you to please take a look at the word count and maybe even the sentence count, because there's a formula for this. I already taught it to you in the lecture yesterday. Okay? How many sentences for paragraph 1? No, it's, take a look at your notes. It's 2 to 3 sentences. This one is 2. How many words is the target? 30 to 50. So how many words have you written here? Okay, that is, oh, that's a bit long. That's already 42. Quite a good number. Okay. Now, as requested, okay, some people are requesting, if I can show alternative introductions. Sure, no problem. Okay, so take a look at this one. How is this different from the original? Okay, you can say, many. Okay, many individuals believe that the best part of their lives is their, is their adult. Okay, let's move it upwards a bit. Okay, so that the best part of their adult lives is their adulthood, while others, while others fondly remember their teen years and would say that it is better. So how is this different from the original and from paragraph 1A? Instead of just replacing the words, I played around with the organization of the sentence. In the original question, they mentioned teenage years first and then adulthood second. For this one, we just made a switch. You can also do that. Say your opinion. In my opinion. Of course, you can say, from my perspective, the way I see it, I believe, for me. But you know what? Even examiners use in my opinion. I've seen some samples written by examiners that use that. So, guys, it's a small thing. Let's use something that's short, okay? So, in my opinion, okay, the answer to this depends on the person's, depends on individual circumstances. There. What's the next step? Count the number of sentences and the number of words. This is a bit shorter. It's 39. Still pretty good. 239. So we're all within range. Okay. Next paragraph. Paragraph 2. We need to discuss why the teen years are the best. Okay. Now, what's missing in our outline is we actually didn't include some of the ideas, that we're gonna write about. Okay. So this is not a perfect outline. To make it perfect, we should give a little bit more detail. So, why do some people say teen years are the best? Well, maybe number one, because of their physical state. When you're younger, you're stronger. What else? Physical stuff. Why are teen years the best? Because you had fewer responsibilities. Now, do you need more ideas? No. 1 or 2 ideas, okay, maximum 3 ideas. If you write too many ideas, you might not be able to develop them. When you say something, you have to explain it. In the body paragraph. Are you falling asleep because I'm speaking all English? That's part of your training. Anyway, why do some people say adulthood is the best? Because you have more control over your life, that's one. What else? Any ideas? Okay, for some people, they love having their own family, and then others they love the money. Okay, ability to make money. Now, do you need to discuss all of this? Maybe not. Maybe just choose two. Well, if you want, you can. Right? It depends. There are many styles to writing. So let's see. Paragraph 2. In years. I also know some of the phrases I should be using. Because I'm going to be discussing opposite views in paragraphs 2 and 3. I'm going to use on one hand, and then here on the other hand. See, I haven't written anything, but I've already increased my word count. And this makes your essay more organized when you use these words. That's why they're asking you to do that. When you give your opinion, how will the examiner know? Just tell them that you're giving your opinion. So how do you say it? You can say, in my opinion. However, I already used it in the first paragraph, right? Here, in my opinion. So maybe I can, I can use something else. Maybe I can say, the way I see it. And as an additional bonus, it's 5 words. The way I see it. Instead of just in my opinion. Right? And then how do we finish the essay? See, you can always think ahead. So on one hand, okay, what's my outline? You know why I write outlines? Because I'm a forgetful person, especially when under pressure. So you write an outline as an aid to your memory because, human minds are not perfect. We have to accept that. So teen years are the best. On one hand, okay, many look back at their teenage years, okay, with fondness because they were very strong compared to now that they are older. Compared to. Now, is this enough? Can I move on to the next one? Fewer responsibilities? No, because I haven't explained it yet. How many sentences in total should I be writing in paragraph 2? 3 to 4 sentences. So maybe 2 sentences for this one. Okay? So, teenagers are, do you remember when you were teenagers? Are more flexible. They can last longer, okay, in doing physical work, and they can easily recover from drinking, lack of sleep. I think I'm describing myself. Lack of sleep and even injuries. There you go. So I've already written 2 sentences about the first idea. I think it's time to move on because it's already well explained. According to my outline, the next idea is they're happy because of fewer responsibilities. How do I show the examiner that I'm already transitioning to the next part? I can use words like in addition. Very good. So let's use that. In addition to that, or in addition to this, okay, younger people. Now I can say younger people. In the beginning, I did not say younger people because when you say younger, it includes children and young adults, right? But now I can. Why? Because I already established what I'm talking about. When I say younger people, am I talking about adults or teenagers? Teenagers, because I already said it in the first paragraph. Okay? In addition to this, okay, younger people, okay, have much fewer responsibilities in life that they have to worry about. Okay, that's one sentence. Maybe one more sentence to explain it. They only need to study. What else do they need to do? Sleep. Okay, eat. Yeah, play with friends. Okay, okay, they only need, actually they don't need, okay, let's move it. They only study, sleep, eat, play with friends, and maybe do their hobbies. Okay, so I'm done with this. That's 80 words. What's our target for paragraph 2? 60 to 80. I already maximized it, so I'm gonna stop right there. That's 4 sentences and 80 words. Next, adulthood is the best, adulthood is better. On the other hand, I have 3 ideas, right? So maybe I'm just gonna write 3 long sentences for each one of those. Okay. On the other hand, is it a good idea to do that? Okay, let's try. Let's try. The only way to see it is to try. On the other hand, others prefer being older. When I say older, am I referring to teenagers or adults? Adults, because it's already mentioned in the introduction. Older because they have more control over their lives. Okay? They are, okay, how do I explain this? Okay. For younger people, it is the parents or their elders who decide for them. So I just made a comparison here, just to explain. Okay. Next. In addition to that, you can also say that. Additionally, moreover, furthermore. Moreover, okay. Many people love having a spouse and their own children because do you like being married to your wives, husbands? Yes, of course. Do you enjoy having children?
Yes, sir.
Why? What do you do with them? Because they have somebody to hold me the way that you do. Someone to sorry. Someone to hold me. No, sorry. Don't sing. So, because they have somebody to play with. Yeah, play with the kids. Okay, somebody to make plans with, your partner, your spouse, and somebody to build dreams. Somebody to build dreams with. Right? That's what you do with family. You play with them, you make plans with them, you build dreams with them. You can also add to this, you can take care of them, you can love them, whatever you want to say. Okay? Is this enough? How many sentences do I have? 1, 2, 3. Let me count. I need to target like 60 to 80. So this is 59. So what do? I have 2 options. Either I add 1 more sentence, or I just make sure that my paragraph 4, the next paragraph, will be a little bit longer. I think this is okay because it's okay. Let's be strict. When we say 60 to 80, let's do 60 to 80. Maybe I can add 1 word. Yeah. Can I add that? No. Somewhere. Moreover. Okay, maybe we can change spouse. No, wait. Because there's okay. Somebody to build dreams with and take care of them. There you go. Okay. Now it's 64. Much better than 59, right? Sometimes you just need to force yourself. That's only 3 sentences. 64. Before proceeding to paragraph 4, maybe it would be a good idea to compute. Okay, 80 plus 64. Okay, plus, let's use the shorter introduction. Plus 39. 180. Are you sure? Okay, it's 183. How many more words do I need? 250 minus 180. 250 minus 180, that's No, 70. 70. Okay, let's make it 70. Do you think I can do that? Yeah, of course. Look, I still have 2 paragraphs remaining. That's easy. So the way I see it, what did I write here? It depends. Okay. The way I see it, okay, the answer, wait. The way I see it, there is, I think I already said this in my intro. Let me say, I want to avoid copying myself. It depends on the experience, on individual circumstances. Okay. There is not one sure answer to this. That's my opinion. I just used other words. Okay. The way I see it, there's not one sure answer to this question, as it depends on personal experiences or personal situations. Okay? If a person, I'm just explaining, if a person had a good childhood, okay? What do we mean when we say good childhood? What do we mean by that? No, I'm not asking you to translate. I'm asking what is a good childhood, because they had, I'm not asking you to translate. This is not a translation class. Because they had loving parents, they were well fed, lived in a nice, well, you can say nice house, but if you say community, that will get you a higher score, right? They had loving parents, they were well fed, lived in a nice community, and what else? And did well in general. Okay? Then their teen years would be the best. However, okay, let's correct that one. However, okay, if they were bullied, okay, during school, during their school years. Okay, what else? They were bullied during their school years, had nothing to eat. What else? Bad experiences when you're younger. Bullied during their school years, had nothing to eat. Okay, or what else? Had a serious medical condition, like you were in an accident, you're not able to walk anymore, or you became blind, or you were hospitalized for a long time. That's bad, right? Had a serious medical condition, or had a traumatic experience, then they might prefer their adult lives. You agree with that? Yeah, if you had a bad childhood, then of course you might think that your adult years are better. But if your childhood was nice, then of course you'd prefer that one. So, I mean, there's not one answer to this. So this is only 3 sentences, but I think it's quite long already. Yes, it is. It's already 82, right? So I already exceeded my target. So do I need to write a long conclusion? Yes? No. Do I need to write a long conclusion? No. So keep it short. How do you write your conclusion? Just emphasize your opinion again. Okay? So in conclusion, okay, the best part of a person's life, okay, depends on the things they have experienced. On the things that they have experienced. Okay? So I hope you learned something from this. Okay, if you have questions, please post them in the comments. If you want to argue with the way it's written, you can also post them in the comments. I'm not saying that this is the only way to write it. Okay, if you want other IELTS writing lessons or even speaking lessons, okay, please check out the rest of my videos. Thank you for the subscribe. See you next time and good luck in your exam.